beautiful province of Quebec hosts our 5th race of the season as we return to the Great White North of Canada for our first superspeedway race of the year. Hi, hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a cold autumn evening in Rimouski, Quebec, as we welcome you to tonight's coverage of the NR2003 Loves American Truck Series, the Tim Hortons 250. Live from the Ricky Raceway, once again, welcome everybody to tonight's Intercast on the North American Sim Racing Network. My name is Trey Wright, and this evening marks the third of the way mark through the 2025 LATS campaign, our first of 3 superspeedway races on tap this season. And what a venue to hold it here in Rimouski tonight at the 2.25 mile long Ricky Raceway. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide at Ricky, and we're bound for a great showing in Canada here tonight. Hillside was a fantastic race earlier this week on Veterans Day, and that was primarily due to pit strategy. That won't be the case here tonight, however, as these race trucks have enough fuel to go the full 25-lap distance, leaving the only strategy to be playing the draft correctly and trying to avoid the big one when it may come. It's less of a strategy race and more of a crapshoot on a roulette wheel, especially with the more competitive superspeedway package on these race trucks, and the fact that CTS is always a blast on the plate tracks. We're in for a good race tonight with some action right out of the gate, and even some carnage with how aggressive these truckers are going to race on this short distance here tonight at Ricky. Saturday nights are all right for trucking, and the Rimouski faithful are ready to roll right here and right now. So without wasting any time, it's time to bring the action, and it's time to bring the noise. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports to start the 5th race of the season, the Tim Hortons 250.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the pit lane of the Ricky Raceway as we're ready to rock and roll for 250 miles here in Quebec. It's Corbin Wentz in the 08pets.com Ford F-150 starting on the pole position here this evening. Storm Surge Esports truck starting to the inside of the number 54 Tide Ride. That's Michael Lewis in the 54 machine. Row number 2, the 57 truck of Lauren Martinez starts to the inside of the 40 of Chris Harvey. Back at row number 3, Eric Monaco in the 1 truck starts to the inside of Taylor Legg, currently 3rd in the point standings, coming into Ricky here this evening. We'll look at everybody rolling off of the grid. A couple of Railfan Motorsports trucks starting at the tail end of the field right there with the 82 of Bradley Ream, the 6 of Kyler Anderson. Anderson, your Darlington winner from earlier on this season. Chris Harvey starting at the front end of the field for the Railfan Motorsports trio. 25 laps on the docket. Like we said, no pit stops are in order for tonight's race. 36 degrees of banking in the corners here at the Ricky Raceway tonight. We're clean and green all the way to the end. We're going to see some action. We're going to see some fireworks here on a fall evening in Quebec. Pace truck is down the pit lane as Corbin Wentz will lead the field to the Reese's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're underway here in La Belle, Provence. Inside lane is the dominant one as Lauren Martinez will come to the stripe to lead lap number 1. 3 wide for the race lead. Alex Lozano in the Pennzoil 07 Silverado will shoot to the front. Martinez trapped up on the high side, and we've got 3 wide, about 10 rows deep. Lozano to the point. Charlie Davenport right behind him. Now Davenport will scoot down to the low side. A little bit of drafting help from Pedro Sabato, and it's Cason Del Monte spinning off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. No caution as that was behind these truckers, and Del Monte is going to get turned upside down by the 6 truck. Destroyed is Kyler Anderson, but we remain green. Cason Del Monte and Kyler Anderson's race will come to an abrupt end So that happened right off of turn number 2. You'll see the replay of what happened on your screen. And the weird boundaries here, especially on the back straightaway, causes these trucks, if they go sideways down the back, to not be registered as a yellow flag, especially with those 2 trucks at the rear end of the pack. So that'll be an early exit for Kyler Anderson. Same thing with Kason Del Monte. We'll see if he's able to get his truck repaired after getting T-boned and going upside down. Meanwhile, it's Cole Sampson leading the way in the 44, Matt Lagasse to the inside. And now we've got double file about 10 rows deep. Make that about 6 or 7 rows deep. 2 wide, 3 wide nearly, and now more trucks going around. That's the 39 going around, and that time it'll bring out the caution. Taylor Lay, Skylar Taylor, Michael Lewis, Samat Ozkin, and I believe Dylan Ibrahimian also caught a piece of that action. We're under the caution flag officially for the opening time tonight. At the start-finish line, Matt Lagasse will just outjout Rogel Dorn by about half a truck length. And finally, the first caution flag will fly here this evening at Ricky. Only took 2 different incidents down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Field will catch up to the Chevy Silverado pace truck down the back straightaway. Nearly a little bit of checking up there in the back as everybody will catch back to the tail end of the field, nice and orderly. There's a look at Corbin Wentz, who fell down pretty deep in the pack, all the way down to 19th in the opening handful of laps in this race. Some new faces at the front, like we said, Matt Lagasse at the front of the field. Same thing with Colin Jones, Rogel Dorn, who won the season opener at New Jersey. As well as Esteban Lacer, the points leader coming into tonight. Stage number 1 is going to end under the caution flag, so Matt Lagasse will win the stage with all likelihood. But we had a big mess. Not as big of a mess as we've seen here at the Ricky Raceway, but a solid 4-truck pileup off of turn number 2. This put us under our opening caution flag of the evening. We'll take a look and see what happened to put us under our first official yellow flag here of tonight's race, in the Tim Hortons 250 from the Ricky Raceway. So 4 wide going onto the back straightaway is typically not really smart, but that's exactly what Samat Ozkin is going to do, trying to force 4 wide, and he's going to pay a heavy price for going up into the tide ride of Michael Lewis. Skylar Taylor is going to go down to the inside, and Taylor Lay, watch that 83, is going to cold clock the 45 down on the inside wall. 4 trucks going around down the back straightaway, and going 4 wide early on here in the early stages of the race. Not exactly what I would say would be a good strategy, but nonetheless, that's really the way the cookie crumbles here for a couple of drivers early on here in the Tim Hortons 250. Doesn't look like they'll be knocked out, but they'll be knocked out of contention nonetheless. We'll get another replay of the accident. Following with Samat Ozkin and the number 39 Kodak F-150, trucks collide with a bunch of Fords. In fact, 3 of the 4 trucks involved were all representing the blue ovals. 1 Toyota was caught up in that. Our first accident of the evening coming here on lap number 4 of 25. Back to the caution flag. It was a dead heat at the stripe. Matt Lagasse winning the race back over the 37 of Rogel Dorn. We'll see what these truck drivers are able to do on the restart here as we clean up accident number 1 of the evening in Ricky. Lights are off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck as we welcome you back to the Ricky Raceway, cleaning up our first caution of the evening. 3 trucks have been knocked out of this race so far. 2 of them were knocked out from the first incident of the race on lap number 2, Kason Del Monte and Kyler Anderson. And under the caution flag, Alex Lozano blew a camshaft, so it'll leave 39 trucks still on track. All the trucks that were involved in that incident on lap number 4 are remaining in the race, but they're at the tail end of the field. Matt Lagasse, the Stage 1 winner, will lead the field back to the green flag here in just a couple of moments. Be Lagasse, Dorn, Jones, Murphy, the 59 of Nathan Stapleton. We're back to green flag racing here at Ricky to begin stage number 2. The Tim Hortons 250 here tonight. Rogel Dorn immediately will poke his nose to the low side of the 34 truck, and it's to not take long for us to get doubled up here going through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Field getting a little strung out here with the single file restart, but it's not going to take long for them to get back to 3 wide, and that's exactly what they're going to do there. It's the 44 of Cole Sampson to the low side on that inside lane. Everybody utilizing a dominant inside lane. Now Lagasse will block the top lane. Does he shift back down to the low side? He indeed will. That Taco Bell dodge out front for the time being, but now he's going to go side by side with Cole Sampson in the 44. Sampson, the younger Sampson brother, with his brother Riley, defending champion of the 3rd division of racing here in the North American Sim Racing Network. 6th truck on that outside lane in that red and yellow Pennzoil Chevrolet for Riley Sampson, but right now it's Cole Sampson at the point. Russell Blaze right behind him, looking to make it 3 wins in a row. 1 at Dover and 1 at Hillside. For a couple of wins this week for that 88 truck. Let's go into the outside. Reggie Fogelman in the 42 will go underneath of him, and Fogelman will shoot his way, trying to get to the race lead underneath the 44. Fogelman, Catano, and Sabato, top 3 trucks in the inside lane. Like I said, the inside is the dominant way to go here at the Ricky Raceway, and Fogelman now protects the top lane. That'll open up the door for that Polaris 11 truck of Catano. Catano, he's going to be caught 3 wide. He's going to get caught in the middle, and now the 44 and the 42 are going to be stuck on the high lane. Nowhere to go as they'll go to the boondocks on that 3rd lane on the outside. Now Sabato will join them. 3 wide, 3 rows deep. Eric Monaco underneath the 67 Fram machine. Monaco now going to be caught in the middle of 3 wide, and this is where things are going to get dicey. JT Reynolds getting a push from his team owner, Nathan Orman, on the low side. Orman Motorsports run 1-2 on the inside lane. Those 2 Silverados remain tucked together, and the whole field remaining tucked together down the back straightaway. Carson Miller will make it 3 wide in the 10. 2 Chevrolets and a Dodge, making it 3 wide, and now we got 3 wide, 7, 8 rows deep here at the Ricky Raceway. You wanted the best, you've got them 3 abreast. Joseph Wood in the 3 truck underneath the 10. He's got drafting help from Tyler Ware. Same thing with Bradley Ream, who started this race in 41st. 42nd, I should say. His teammate of Kyler Anderson started 41st. And he will finish in the 42nd spot. We got 4 wide back in there. Nearly 4 wide. They're able to figure it out for the time being. But this pack is a ticking time bomb that is waiting to go off here. 3 wide. All of these trucks sandwiched together. They're packed like a tin of sardines. Coming around to the final lap of stage number 2. It's Ware who leads this hungry truck-filled field with a lot of potential energy. Caleb Rose now goes to the inside of the 15. Last lap in stage number 2. Lauren Martinez back to the front. Same thing with Igor Barreto, looking to make up for finishing 2nd in that race on Tuesday evening. Ware to the outside. Where does he go? He will go to the back of the field. Barreto with a little bit of help from Egan. And now we got trucks going sideways. The Bramihan goes around. He is upside down. Big mess in turns 3 and 4 as everybody's going to get caught up in this. The big one on the final lap of stage number 2. 1 truck upside down, that's Danny Fallington. The other one was Roberto Crown Jr. that got turned upside down. We're under the caution flag for the 2nd time tonight. And it looks like maybe 5 trucks got away from that incident unscathed. Igor Barreto will win stage number 2, and there was no way that these guys could do it for that long. Catano was destroyed. Michael Lewis is able to drive by. Chris Harvey is wrecked. We saw Roberto Crown Jr. go upside down. Aaron Abel is destroyed. Russell Blaze down the pit lane. We saw the 4 truck upside down. Skylar Taylor involved in her second incident of the evening. Alexander Rowe has retired from the race. Bruno Diacomo is also out of it. Corbin Wentz, Taylor Lay, among the others, and that all got started when Dylan Ibrahimian got turned sideways in the 29. Jay McMichael, Tyler Ware, Dylan Ibrahimian has pulled his truck behind the wall. Carnage at the end of the second stage here tonight. We'll get a restart with less than 10 laps to go. We knew this race was going to be filled with carnage. We didn't expect to see 3 trucks go upside down in the race here this evening. But again, given how effective the draft is here at Ricky, and if we're seeing this aggressive style of racing here at Ricky, these next 2 super speedway races at Pensacola, as well as Coca-Cola, are definitely going to be some races to watch here. It's Barretto won the second stage, like we said. And he will be the race leader when we get a race restart here with less than 10 laps to go. But we got the big one. Going into turn number 3, nowhere for anybody to go. Take a look and see what happened to trigger that mess and who was involved in the big one here tonight in the Tim Hortons 250 at Ricky. So we just about had 4 wide going down the back straightaway, and this is all going to start when Lucas Catano gets into the 29 of Dylan Ibrahimian. Both those trucks go up the racetrack, and Ibrahimian is going to come back down into the 01 of Roberto Crown Jr. Same thing with Catano into Russell Blaze. Roberto Crown Jr. hard into that inside concrete wall, and he is going to go upside down in that Makita number 01. And then it's nowhere to go back up in here as Jay McMichael got into Aaron Abel, Kasumi Takashi, Corbin Wentz, the pole sitter, and there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide here. A wreck like this is just basically a jam up. You know, the entire track is clogged. The track is blocked, as one YouTuber would say. There's the 88 with some significant damage, and Danny Fallington coming down the banking, and the 41 of Aaron Abel. We had 3 trucks flip in this accident. Aaron Abel nearly going into the infield. Danny Fallington landing right side downwards. Lucas Catano was involved, like we said, the 43 of Bruno Diacomo, Dylan Ibrahimian. So both of the Ozkin Racing entries involved in accidents tonight. Corbin Wentz was put sideways. He just about got rear-ended there by Colin Jones, who's going to get out just barely unscathed. I think Samat Ozkin was also involved. Taylor Lay was in it. Same thing with Skylar Taylor and Michael Lewis. And then Taylor, she's nearly going to go upside down. It's Michael Lewis crunching into there. So a bunch of the trucks that were, in fact, all 4 trucks that were involved in that first incident of the night were involved in this second one. As you see, a big chunk of the quarter panel ripped off of that 11 truck. A lot of guys and gals going to be knocked out of this one here on a big crash on the last lap of stage number 2. We'll take another look at it here. Just about 4 wide in the middle as we follow with the number 11 Polaris truck of Lucas Catano. Sends 1 truck upside down. It's a big accordion on the top line here at Ricky as trucks go sideways, trucks going upside down once again. And I count about maybe 10 or 15 trucks might get knocked out of this incident. A lot of truck drivers being nailed up. There's Chris Harvey. He's got a lot of front-end damage, like we said. Skylar Taylor is going to get knocked out. A lot of people out of the race, and we had, that's a Russell Blaze who's not going to win 3 races in a row. Tough break for that number 88 team. But back at the front, winning stage number 2 under the caution flag was Igor Barretto. Got only a handful of laps to go in this one. We'll see what these guys and gals can do on the restart here in what has been a wild race from the Ricky Raceway so far, here from the Tim Hortons 250. We're back here at the Ricky Raceway, cleaning up the big one. On a big pile up here on lap number 14, taking a look at the trucks involved. Jay McMichael, Tyler Ware, Alexander Rowe, Dylan Ibrahimian, Chris Harvey, Lucas Catano, Danny Fallington, Skylar Taylor, Russell Blaze, Aaron Abel, and Roberto Crown Jr. will join Alex Lozano, Kaysen Del Monte, and Kyler Anderson in the garage area. 28 trucks remain on track here this evening. We're going to get this race restarted with 7 laps to go. Green flag is out and away. Igor Barreto leads them back to the stripe. And Lauren Martinez immediately ducks down to the inside. Barreto has the fastest lap tonight, a 40 just about 200-second lap time. With 7 laps to go here from Ricky, and we have got maybe about half of the field left, at least in solid contention for this race. And we could have another accident. The way that these truckers are driving right now, back to 3 wide almost immediately as Bradley Ream knows the time is now. I'm liking where that 64 truck is sitting right now. Actually, no, I'm liking where Reggie Fogelman and Carlos Murphy are right now at the back end of the field, because this cycle is going to get really developed really quick here. And I'm liking where those trucks are sitting right now with the back of the field. They don't want to get up to the front too early, and then it immediately gets shuffled out to the back. Joseph Wood will go to the race lead underneath the 78. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. It's Bradley Ream and the Carolina Railroad Dodge caught in the middle of that fray. Nathan Orman, that's the truck we're focusing on right now, right behind the Colonel of Caleb Rose. Rose now gunning for the race lead. 5 laps to go here at the Ricky Raceway. 3 by 3 wide, as everybody knows the time is now to try and push to the front, trying to set yourself up for a decent run to the end of this race. Ream still caught in the middle. Same thing with Joseph Wood. A little bit of a bobble off of the outside corner. Here comes the 64 of Lasserre. He's caught in the middle of 3 wide. Monaco to the inside of that 64. Both the Gerben Racing Team F-150s side by side. Monaco will protect the top lane. Does he get back down to the low side in time? He will not. 4 laps to go. Sabato did not quite lead that last time around. Davenport. Now he's down to the low side. Fogelman right behind him in tow. Oh, we got some squeezing. We got some squeezing in the back there. Got some squeezing. We got some bumping. We got some banging. But no yellow flag just yet. Carlos Murphy to the lead in the 0. He's got the 44 right behind him. Murphy will block the top side. 3 laps to go. They're able to make it to the stripe and back next time by. That'll be the end of the race. Point of no return. 2 laps to go. Dylan Matthews on the inside in the 2 machine. Liking where Carson Miller and Colin Jones are sitting right now in the 10 and the 18. Well, that inside lane has been very strong, especially with this mini pack. 2.5 laps to go from the Ricky Raceway. Do we get a caution here in the next couple of moments? Do we get to the point of no return here? Through turns 3 and 4 for the third and final time. Sticks high in the air. 2 laps to go from the Ricky Raceway. We're at the point of no return. A caution here would end the race. Dylan Matthews is hoping the caution flag would come out there. That Family Guy number 2 machine. Points leader for GT Daytona. The Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship, that coming back here in just a couple of weeks. It's Carson Miller and Colin Jones going to the race lead. They'll be side by side, 3 wide, midway through that pack there is Rogel Dorn bouncing off of the 0 truck. Got Bryce Egan right underneath the 18. They're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Bradley Ream pushing the 78. Joseph Wood looking to make it 3 wins in a row for Dodge Racing. Lap traffic might be in the way, but it's the Bell Lap here in La Belle Provence. 1 lap to go at the Ricky Raceway. Bradley Ream leads. Joseph Wood moves underneath of him. We're in for one heck of a final lap here in Quebec tonight. Wood down to the low side. A little bit of drafting help from the 50 of Caleb Rose. Lap traffic in the way. That's the 54 of Michael Lewis. Now Rose to the inside of the 3 machine. Orman underneath the 50. Does he poke his nose down the low side? No, Rose is going to get caught in the middle. 3 wide for the race lead. And here comes Lewis. He's going to factor into this race. Where does Lewis go? He's going to hold up the entire inside lane and slingshotting his way around the outside off the final corner. Unbelievable! Joseph Wood makes it 3 in a row for Dodge Racing. He wins at Ricky. Michael Lewis, the pick that Joseph Wood needed, and Dodge Racing's hot streak continues in Canada. Wow! Lewis holding up both the inside lanes. And Joseph Wood, much like we saw with Alex Lozano in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series race at Talladega earlier this year, Lozano scoots on by as the rest of the field is blocked by a lap truck. And Joseph Wood bowling a turkey for Dodge Racing here. Russell Blaze got the first 2 wins. And Joseph Wood will pick up the third, and I think that is a good consolation prize for dominating that second half of the race at Dover. Just falling up short. He's going to get the win here tonight, and finally he'll win for his own team. Here at the Ricky Raceway, taking a look at the results here. Joseph Wood by half a second. That was the largest margin for any driver here tonight. Caleb Rose will end up finishing second. Bradley Ream will round out the podium. Ormond and Colin Jones, 4th and 5th. So a really decent run at the end there for Ormond Motorsports. With the 24, the 18, and the 95 all getting top 20 finishes. JT Reynolds got shuffled out in the back there. Igor Barreto, Bryce Egan, Eric Monaco, Lauren Martinez, and Carson Miller round out the top 10. 28 trucks finished the race. 27 were on the lead lap. It's Jay McMichael, Tyler Ware, Alexander Rowe, Dylan Ebrahimian, Chris Harvey, Lucas Catano, Danny Fallington, Skylar Taylor, Russell Blaze, Aaron Abel, Roberto Crown Jr. were all involved in the big one. On lap number 14, Alex Lozano had a mechanical failure under the caution flag. Kason Del Monte and Kyler Anderson were knocked out on lap number 2 on an incident that did not bring out the caution flag. But what a race here at the Ricky Raceway. Ricky does not disappoint, and it once again didn't disappoint here tonight. Joseph Wood making it 3 in a row, 3-3-3-point play for Dodge Racing. So he gets the job done here tonight at Ricky with a last lap pass, getting the dub. On his only lap led, only led one lap tonight. It was the one that counted. Joseph Wood getting the job done here at the Ricky Raceway, and that's going to do it here from the Ricky Raceway. Congratulations once again to Joseph Wood for winning the Tim Hortons 250. Coming up on Tuesday afternoon, it's not quite Tuesday night trucking, it's Tuesday afternoon trucking. We go back into the United States, down south to the Keystone State. Coverage for the Sheets 250 from the Pocono Raceway airs at 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on the North American Sim Racing Network. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after Race 5 of the 2025 Loves American Truck Series season. And from Rimouski, Quebec, on behalf of the NESRN, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks. We'll see you Tuesday evening at the Tricky Triangle.